Sharon. So Sharon is from a very wealthy home, and people in the city know their family to be a very good family, right? They are good at generosity. Okay, the dad is a philanthropist and the mom is a philanthropist. They are both in politics, so they work with the government, right? And also, they have other properties. They have properties. They have businesses around the world, right? So the dad's name is Mr. Nathaniel and the mom's name is Amara, Mrs. Amara. And she has two siblings who happens to be called Maya and Brian. So Maya is the last born and Brian is the second born, while Sharon happens to be the first child of the family. So in their house, they've always lived in peace. They've always, done things peacefully. People emulate them because of the kind of lifestyle they have. They go to church. They love to give out. So a lot of family, kind of like the way they do their things. Even though they are rich and wealthy, they have escorts to them here and there. They have nannies and all of that, but still they are down to earth. They go to church. They do, the normal thing that normal people would do. So they are known for their kindness and all of that. So the Nathaniel's family have this this what do you call it, this routine every year. Is it that they travel out for during vacation, during summer, or winter period? You get me, right? So on this particular year, the dad, during their brunch time, told them, okay, I'll be booking a flight to Seychelles. I'd like us to go spend summertime over there. And everyone was happy, Everyone was really happy. So he booked the flight. It was all business class, like business class, So based on they have money and all of that, yeah, right? So now let me tell you a little bit about Sharon. Sharon is a social media person. She likes to always be on the social media space. She likes to post. She likes to make content. Every little thing she just makes video and she posts it. Like before she's on live, she'll be like, oh yeah, hello guys. Every little event, every little thing she posted, she always updates her fans and her followers about her every move, right? So everybody knows her and people love her for that. In fact, people will be like, keeping up with Sharon, keeping up with Sharon and all of that. It's time, and she always have this time that she comes up, on live and just talk and blab her thing. So people just love her because she's a social media person, that actually entertains them. I know. So time passed, months on. So it was now time for them to, travel. The trip was supposed to be like around next week, Wednesday. But her mom happens to have a business meeting. The PA called and told her, Madam, there's this business deal I would like you to, attend to. It's very important. Okay, it's a multi-million dollars business deal. So she said, okay, that she's going to have to discuss that because the meeting will be holding on Thursday. And why the family flight was for Wednesday. So it was an impromptu meeting per se. So she then told her husband got back from work that day and after dinner and everything and said, honey, I have something to tell you, it's as regards to this our trip. I have an important meeting, on Thursday, and our family flight happens to be on Wednesday, so I don't think I'll be able to join you people. I think you guys can go, then I can come maybe after 2 days after I must have finalized the whole meeting and everything and business deal. And then the husband said, no, my wife, I can't go without you. There's no way I'm actually going without you. I cannot go without you. So I think it's better we move the flight. And she insisted. She said, no, the children already, they posted on their pages that they are going to be on this place so time, so let's not disappoint them as the parents. So you have to go with them. I will join you guys. And they later disagreed to agree, and then Mr. Nathaniel, being the husband, said, okay, no problem. How about we we'll discuss that during breakfast. And then she said, okay, if that's the case, we're going to discuss it with the children. So it was the next day, they had the meeting, and he brought it up and told them, and the children were like, oh no, we're going to miss mommy. And then Sharon said, I'm not going with you guys. I'm going to have to wait with mommy. Whenever she's done, then we can come together. But you guys can go with dad, because I need to update my fans about the recent happenings, And mind you, Sharon actually is the favorite of her mom. Okay, it's not like the mom has favorite, but she loves her mom more, while the other kids loved their dad. Okay, so the mom said, okay, if that's the case, then they all agreed, So once they reached, Sharon and her mom dropped them at the airport. So they bid themselves farewell, they made videos, Sharon and her video stuff. After that, the mom went home, and then she had to go prepare herself for the meeting the following day. So while she was on her way, she had a call. It was her driver who was taking her. She had a call, and then although Sharon was home, she was making her live video and all of that. Then they called her from the airport, and they asked her if she knows so person and all of that, and she said yes, that Mr. Nathaniel is her husband, and then the kids are her children. And then they said, we're sorry to inform you that the plane crashed just while they're about to take off. There was turbulence, and then it crashed. We lost over 300 passengers. And she said, sorry, I don't get you. What do you mean by your plane crashed? Then she stopped the driver on the road, came down from the car, and she was like, what do you mean by that? And then whoever was calling her then said, okay, if she can come to the airport, that it's an emergency. And then meanwhile, Sharon was actually on her phone doing her thing, and then later saw, a picture on one of the, popular bloggers page that was saying flights, crashed, and they started bringing out pictures of the passengers who died and all of that. And it happened that, they posted her dad, they posted her siblings, and she screamed and tried to reach out to her mom, but her mom wasn't picking up and all. Then finally, Mrs. Nathaniel already asked the driver to park, So, excuse me. So she then collected the car key from the driver and said she was going to drive. She's going straight to the airport. Then the driver insisted that no, that you can't drive. Meanwhile, her PA was in the car. So she insisted no, that she must drive. Anyways, her PA was in the car, and then she pushed the driver out of the car. But thank God her escorts were, coming with her. So the driver quickly entered one of the escorts' car, and they followed her. She was driving with speed, and then the next thing, she crashed into, excuse me. The next thing, she crashed into a truck. I'm so sorry for that. She crashed into a truck, and with the PA, and then they were rushed to the hospital. As they got to the hospital, they declared her dead. So the daughter was calling, but the PA was still alive. And then the driver picked up the call and told the daughter that her mom is somewhere, but the mom said that if she calls, that he should bring her there, right? So she then said, okay, please just come to the house and take me to my mom, because I want to see my mom and all of that. And that was how the driver went, picked her up, took her straight to the hospital. And then while they entered the hospital, the doctor came and was like, Mrs. Amara is dead, so we have to move her to the mortuary, and we need you being that you're familiar with her and you're part of the family, to sign the document so that we can take her corpse to the mortuary. Then she asked, sorry, what do you mean, Mrs. Amara? So she said, Mrs. Amara Nathaniel. Then the doctor said, yes. And I said, that is my mother. Then the doctor was shocked. And then the driver was like, I'm sorry, but we didn't want this to come out this way, but your mom was involved in a fatal accident and we lost her. That was how she just fell. So they had to rush her inside the hospital. She collapsed, and by the time she was up, the family of the father and the mother came and they saw her in the hospital, and they told her they shall console her. And after everything, they told her to go and pack her load from the family house and leave the house. That she's a curse. That how come her family, all the family died and only her survived. So the family disappointed her. They pushed her out of her father's wealth. People laughed at her. People mocked her. She found herself on the street. It was really terrible for her. But there was nothing she could do. She had to survive, right? So she met with those people that her dad, her parents had, helped them before. So some of them contribute money and gave it to her. So she started up a roadside hustle. She was selling banana, she was selling pure water, trying to make it for herself. Was able to gather up enough money, to get a room. Then there was this night, she was coming back from her business as usual. And then she was raped by one guy. A street guy, though they took her money. There were about 5 of them. They took her money, but one guy raped her among them, right? So she got pregnant, and actually there was nothing she could do. She went to her aunt's place. That's her dad's elder sister. They drove her. She went to her mom's elder sister. They drove her. They said she's a bad luck. Nobody loved her. Months on, years on, she was able to train her child through school. It was a baby boy she put to bed. She was able to train her child through school, and the child became a doctor. Finally the child did very well in school, started helping her mom, and even paid for vacation for her outside the country. Even gave her adopted a child for her, a girl child for her, that would keep her busy and all of that. Finally, good news, she got married. She met with one Mr. Sam. His name is Mr. Samuel. So she met with Mr. Samuel and they got married together. Though Mr. Samuel is a widower, who has other kids and also have doctor too. So they happened to love themselves and they got married. And then she was living her life happily ever after. And guess what? Her family, who pushed her out of the house and pushed her into the streets, made her useless. They insulted her, made her suffer like a beggar. For someone who actually came from a very wealthy home, it was really terrible, So it was really a bad one for her. But then they came begging, saying that life really turned out to be well for her. Human beings. No human beings will like you when you're down. There are some people that will not like you when you're down. So on your own, you have to try your best to be the best that you can, or make the best that you can in any situation. Make something out of it. Okay, that's what I can say. Make something out of whatever situation you find yourself. Help yourself. Be happy. Okay, I don't know how else to say this, but anyways, for Sharon, she actually did well for herself. She was able to manage the situation, even though it was really tough on her, losing her parents, going through life, starting life from the street where she has never been. You can imagine what that means. So it was really a trouble for her. It was really tempting. It was way out of what she's used to. You understand? So it was really bad. Yeah, I would say. she suffered. She went through it. She went through life, you know. But at the end of the day, she came out victorious. Like I said earlier, her son became a doctor, and she got married to one of the wealthiest men, though he's a widower, but he's doing well and he loves her. Everything went well, you know. Finally, her son, who happens to be Henry, Sharon's son, you know, got married and then had a child. Why the family came to beg, of course, it was Henry that actually pleaded the mom to, like, okay, just forgive them, they're still your family. And so they gave her some of the property after how many years? You see, after how many years? So if she was not doing well for herself, what would have happened? They wouldn't have remembered her. In this life, you need to stand for yourself. Do you understand? But with God, actually, with God. And I just want to use this medium to advise you, you know, no matter the situation you find yourself, no matter how difficult, how intense, you know, whatever life throws at you that is really, really bad, okay, try to be strong for yourself. Okay, don't give up. Don't give up. They say now, who they give up 9 they fuck up. Abia they say putan. Who give up 9 fuck up? So please do not give up. Stay strong. As long as you have this breath that you're breathing, stay strong, stay prayerful, stay steadfast, and trust that God is very, very close to you. Okay, so do not give up in life, no matter the storm that comes your way. Okay, thank you very much, and God bless you. I hope you've learned something from this storytelling. Okay, put that down on the comment section, and do well to like, comment, share, subscribe on my YouTube, so I can be able to, you know, come back and tell you more stories that can, you know, help you, that can also, you know, educate you on certain things that you need to, like, know, and how to go about life sometimes, you know, because we don't know it all. Okay, my name is Miss Tonch, and I remain your #1, your champion storyteller in the whole world. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.